What's up? Okay, I'm back. This video is going to be about exposing the alt-right and all their leaders, where they came from the top down, all the way down to little nobodies who, if you're new to this within years, you are probably in complete denial that the nobodies are working with these same people, often government outlets. It's not just Alex Jones. It's tons of people below him. You know, why did I mention Alex Jones and alt-right? Well, anyone who's not lying to you purposely, knowingly, knows Alex Jones is part of this. So this is going to be a real long documentary. Hopefully I can get it recorded here without many problems. And trying to adjust the contrast so you can actually see stuff on the screen. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. Not even sure if the camera is working right and recording in 4K like I wanted it to, because it has to override the other settings to do that. But if we got 4K settings, then reading this should be a lot easier. So let's get on with the show. So we're going to start with alt-right. What is it? Where is it from? Well, you're told that Richard Spencer invented it because he's such an intelligent person. You look at him, and you're like, wow, that dude's so intelligent, he must have invented everything in the world, right? No, he didn't invent anything. Give me a second here. He invented nothing. So you're going to learn that. Oh, he's Trump the alt-right. Oh, he's just a retard. No. So that's not it. So we're going to start with where the actual alt-right came from. And we're actually going to skip the first part, but I'll include it in the discussion. The first part is the alt-right comes from, supposedly comes from a pedophile site called 4chan, which the main thing it's known for is pedophilia. It's where you go to if you want to look at pedophilia, and it's where you don't stay if you don't want to end up having pedophilia somewhere in your little box there and giving them a reason to come after you. So, Poll is on pedophilia chain. And Poll is supposedly like 8-year-olds. I mean, obviously this must be who's looking at naked pictures of 8-year-olds is either 8-year-olds, right, or it would be illegal, right? So, and you can tell by the way these people talk, these are 8 to 12-year-olds, mostly. There's probably like 14, 15, 16 in there as well, definitely. But you can tell by what these kids post and what they say and the fact they think the site's cool and legit says that they're 12. The fact they're even there says they're under 18, because it would be pretty stupid of you to be above that and be there. But you go there, you see it's like a bunch of children, and obviously there's going to be a few predators. It's probably like, Ron Jeremy and pals are there preying on little 4-year-old boys, Clinton and Trump, probably picking up 4-year-old prostitutes on there, and then selling them, frickin'. Anyways, so it came from pedophile 4chan. And it was a bunch of 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds. This is like the legit story if you know what you're talking about and you follow these people that they explain it themselves. Supposedly Pepe and all that alt-right crap came from there. That's when you talk to the real people who are actually in the mainstream before Richard Spencer came on the scene. I mean, that dude is so dumb. If you can't, you have to be completely stupid. If you can't look at that dude and realize he didn't make anything up, he doesn't make anything up in his head ever, he doesn't say anything ever, he's just a retard. He's like, he looks like a retard. That's what a retard looks like to you. They're like, what's going on, because that's really what's going on in their head, is trying to figure out what's going on. Should I breathe? Should I walk? Should I kill myself? Should I sit down? It's so complicated. Anyways, so pedophile site 4chan, that's where it came from. So we're going to get moving on. This is going to be real long. So where did it really come from? Daily Stormer. Now supposedly this man, Andrew Anglin, rose up from the little ranks of pedophile chan, and then he went to like supposedly went to Asia, you know, where you go when you want to have sex with lady boys. And so he was hanging out with girls who looked like children. And girls love to look like children, so it's hard to say for sure. But in reality, let's get real. People go to these Asian countries to have sex with like 12-year-old boys dressed as girls. That's like, it's called sexual tourism. That's what it's about. White girls go to Africa because their TV told them to have sex with black people, and they'll do everything their TV tells them. And then obviously white males have a bit of the same obsession, and their TV tells them that you can go have sex with women, with boys who look like women in Asia, and it's legal for a few bucks, not counting all the travel fees and stuff, because you gotta go on vacation too. The TV told you about vacation, but just don't tell the person you're married to and you're dating why you're really going to Asia or why you're really going to Africa, and don't tell anyone in the future who ever wants to date you any of that stuff, because we won't fucking touch you if you're some whore going to other countries for sex. I mean, not that we all haven't been two-faced, but I totally know someone who did that, and then they cried later about being cheated on. It's like, aren't you just bragging about being a sex tourist? It's like who cares? If you cheat on someone, they cheat on you. That's what happened. Like, get over it. Is there actual beef in the relationship? Oh well. Fucking. But anyways, that's what women are going to white women are going to Africa for, and probably white men these days as well, especially those science people with the fake nassholes and all that. They're going there for that, and then of course men are going to Asia to have sex with little boys who probably are better looking like girls and acting like girls than women. But anyways, so he's traveled there, and people assume with that, and that was nothing. But they started up early, right? They started up like 2-3 years. He started up way before this, but mainly got big enough to get to me around 2-3 years before Trump was put into the spotlight, not yet into office. And they eventually ramped into the propaganda machine for it. They created their people. They called them the Troll Army, and they would send them out everywhere to attack people and praise Trump, who is, I mean, this is the world's leading Nazi website, Daily Storm. They claim that themselves. You can't look at them and see their real head and their real deceptive, but they probably are. I mean, they actually offer something intelligent, these other Nazi idiots, before them Stormfront. We'll get into all that just slightly. Don't really want to waste my time. Stormfront is just nonsense. And if you talk too much on their forums, you ask too many intelligent things, you're gone. In fact, you ask one intelligent thing, you're gone. That was my experience there. So, no, fuck you, Don Black. You're not white. You're clearly not one of them. You're not a white supremacist, even though you're on TV acting like a retard, and on your radio show acting like a retarded inbred white KKK member. You're clearly not that, because you're behind Trump. But we're getting way far ahead. We're still staying with the top of the food chain, because Don Black and pals aren't top of everything. This guy is Andrew England. And so he had the Nazi website that became the #1 Nazi website in the world. And then he basically went through. He had a vocabulary that was unique to the website and outspoken as well compared to the website. You even start to go on some of the stuff he talks about it, like Don Black's place, and they'll totally get rid of you right away. Like I said, you even question if certain narratives, like, oh, did that person just kill people? Were they Jewish? They look a lot like it. They're like, you're banned. You're not allowed saying people look Jewish. I can't believe you would be like that person whose page you just found right before you posted this, that we banned for asking the same question. That's so, I can't believe you would do that. Anyway, Jack Boot, they call him. He hides behind a name like Jack Boot because he's scared of what will happen to him when they go in and find out who Jerk Boot really is. Jerkberg. Let's call him Jack Berg. Jack Bergstein. That's probably his real name in real life, right? So, this is the leading Nazi website's Daily Storm. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to read any of this. Anyways, fuck it. You're going to have to deal with it. I'll read off some important stuff, and you can look into yourself if you got a problem with it. So, what does he have on his site? Where does he telling all the children? Well, he created this troll army that goes around and tells you what to think on every channel. And there's so many of them. He claims it's one person who runs the website, but that's so obvious it's not. And it almost never has been. Because as soon as this website came out, it was just much too big for one person to run. And putting it all together and being able to put it together as a pure distraction as well would take much more of a concerted effort than what he claims is going on. But he basically it ended up being a site where you worship Trump and you make up lies. He taught his people to make up lies. Like right here, he has Jews officially handing America back to Americans. There's Scott Roberts said there's people out there claiming this and that you're winning, and you're really not. And it's obvious who he was talking about, because this is the site that continually tells idiots they're winning when they're losers. And here they have a picture of Taylor Swift, who's into the video on this part of their propaganda that they've openly in this media taught their people to make up lies and stuff to brainwash people, which is dumb on so many levels. First of all, you don't want the women there because women are just in the way of the world. What have they ever done? I mean, what have they ever not fucked up? They've done a lot, right? They've raised children, and by raise, I do mean neglect and abuse. Because the only way they couldn't neglect and abuse a male would be to leave it alone, because it's born smarter. So you don't need to bring white. You don't need to bring any women into a movement, but especially not white women. They're just, what's a white woman gonna do? Stop selling her body and her soul for cash? Because you want her to. Oh, because your little dick wants you to. Your little dick's getting a little chubby. And so you're like, let's bring women into, I'm so glad Taylor Swift's nasty. I'm so glad that makes my little wiener grow a half an inch. No. That's another reason they don't need to be involved in anything. First of all, men are creating everything. Men are thinking of everything. 99% everything is a man. And women are trying to obfuscate and tell you all you need to do is watch on TV and take vacation to Africa. And then they just get the fuck in the way, right? I mean, seriously, I've never even, women I know who have met me, I'm like nothing low, I mean, in your world of slavery, I'm not a good slave. I'm not the best slave in the world making all the slave cash. I'm not that person. So, I come into, relationships, with nothing but the second you want to make $5, a white woman will somehow, they go berserk. If you want to make $5 in a year, they'll go berserk, and somehow that turns into, $100 you owe them for watching TV. They watch TV while you made $5, and they need $100 for that while they sit there and look like a pretty Miss Piggy, extremely lazy and stupid. So we don't need those people into this movement. So that's a red flag right there, the lying and the bringing in weak people into the movement. Weak people will follow. That's all they're going to do. They're followers. You don't need to discuss them any of this. I got to the point where I don't even talk to females about this stuff. There's no point to it. I've talked to females about so much shit. The only thing they ever remember they ever act like they remember is something they're going to use to target you with to try to get some money from you eventually. That's pretty much it. So it's red flags when they throw these people, when they throw women in here. Please. I thought of showing tits in my videos. I could get some awesome tits on here, some beauty tits. But, fuck it, why would I waste my time doing that, dude? That's so retarded. I wouldn't waste my time putting tits in videos. I thought of that with kittens too. I did that for a while with animals, because like tits and kittens will shut off your brains. And I was putting out all these photos, and it was attracting the dumbest people. It was attracting the women. And that was like kind of my goal at first. Like I was even using like, modeling pictures like on my political profiles to like attract more people. But it became very counterintuitive. It became like I ended up just dealing with gays and women who were like obsessing over my looks. Like this is just generally the people I deal with 24/7 in my life. So it was real easy to see that this was happening online. Like no one gave a fuck what I was saying. Half of them were like in disagreement. It's like but my page isn't like these videos I'm making you. It's not about being able to disagree with me. You can't disagree with the freaking facts. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna disagree, and there's no point in talking to these people about it, because I was purposely attracting the wrong crowd by putting mindless things, kittens, and was thinking about putting tits into my political, but I realized just how dumb that is and how dumb of people that attracts too. Like I will almost ban every freaking channel I see. I will block it from showing up in my YouTube feed if they start using tits and shit. Like Alex Jones, he went straight to info tits when people started exposing him. Okay, so that's the first red flag you see. Like it seemed legit at first, because the time this was coming out a few years before Trump, it felt like the undercurrent to some of this stuff was coming out, and they claim to be Nazis. So this is really weird, because they're lying in their propaganda. They're making up fake stuff, and when they're attacking these women, I showed you in my video that the media is actually looking at taking the only white girl in Hollywood. There's another white girl in Hollywood. Is she ugly or something? Because I don't remember her, and I don't really care about this person too much, but I remember who this person is. Maybe I've been to this site too much, but they're causing her to lose her job because people are associating her with these punks. And these punks aren't even white, but the Jew media ain't telling you that. But we can all assume England is one of them. It's quite easy to assume, because the rest of the Nazis we've already proven are Jews. The alt-right we've already proven are Jews, and that's who these people are. These are like the real leaders, the crypto leaders. The underground movement was put into place years before Trump came along. Many of the other ones were, but this one was specifically put into place to do that. Now, it's important to note that they were anti-Alex Jones for a while, because no one believed in Alex Jones anymore, especially the people exposing his views. But when Trump came out, they all came together. So you'll see. So I'll also explain later in this video how it all ties in together, how each of these networks tie together, and I'll show you all the different networks laying out. And then even the YouTube itself will start, when I go through these pages, they'll recommend the other people to you, yet alone I'm showing you that they're doing videos with each other. But the YouTube will throw you to the side in these groups, and it's always the same groups. And that will actually, reading the comments and watching what YouTube suggests, will tell you more about the channel you're on than wasting in a lot quicker time. I mean, like that. You could spend 2 to 4 minutes looking at what YouTube's telling you and who they host as co-hosts in their videos and stuff. And that will tell you more than you're going to learn from that channel if you waste your life watching 100 videos from someone who you're eventually going to find out is a shill, a government agent. So, or something else. I don't think it's just shills and government agents. There's other beings among us. There's, not right in this world, everyone around me. Even the people I don't know, people who shouldn't have access to any of my thoughts and ideas. I can see them flow through information that they shouldn't have, and it shouldn't be on time like that. So there are definitely other beings watching us in this planet. No matter what you think of that. We're moving on. This video isn't about the theories I can't prove. Yeah. So, he's got you worshiping the white women by claiming they're Nazis. But are they really Nazis? No. They were going to fire. He's going to push everything mainstream. Washington, gun control, the white men march who didn't know what they were marching for. But let's get into who else he's advertising. There we go with the Pepe. That's really the Pepe. Nazi eyes, that's the Pepe. This is dailystormer.name. They changed their, just so you guys can reference what we're going through if you can't see it on the screen when I'm done with the video. They've supposedly been banned, but so they've had to change websites. But each time they do that, they successfully erase years of disinformation they put out, so you can't go back and see it. And the Jews of Wayback Machine have been pulling web pages they don't want you to see on the Wayback Machine as well. So I would assume that's part of it. Here's another thing. They're worshiping this PewDiePie guy. Like you'll see in other pictures, he kind of worships him later. I'll just show you one more example later. But this is like someone he's like advertising. Grover Nation. First of all, he's talking about men molesting women, and you know, maybe there was something to Trump saying that and it being legit. White women are just whores, and as rich as he is, as much money as he's stolen, any white whore would get with him. Your white whore, the white whores that came out your fucking holes, they'll do anything to get with an 80-year-old man with a ton of cash. There would probably be like 20 people you could find who wouldn't. Probably not even just white. Seems to be just so dry, but the Grover, that's grab her by the pussy. Basically, they highlight and praise villainy at this website. It's another thing that goes on here. You'll see more of that later. Here they have PewDiePie. They're linking them too. See, obviously they got the Pepe in with the Hitler. PewDiePie, he's a pedophile. I mean, serious dude, you go to his channel and his comments are all like 13-year-old girls, like 8 to 13-year-old girls, like obsessing over him. Dude, if my channel was filled with 18 to 13-year-old girls obsessing over me, I would tell them to get the fuck off my page. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a little bitch, dude. I'm not interested in a little fucking toddler wanting to suck my dick. I understand women are extreme pedophiles. That's a whole nother video about how they're bigger pedophiles than we are, because as a child they want to have sex with old men, and then when they get all old up and used, they want to prey on little children themselves. It is completely legal in society, so they're allowed to do it. There's no like, oh hey, look, that's so wrong. But I would completely ban him and then the other top white male YouTubers who do gossip channels. Let's get real, that's what a gossip channel is, or a fake gamer channel. He's not like a real gamer. He's just doing like gossip commentary, and that's designed to track the dumbest of the population, little girls, and he targets that audience, and they come to his page. You can tell who your page is designed to attract by who comes to your fucking page and stays there. It's that fucking simple. So they're praising this dude who, like, everyone has been calling a pedophile forever. At least Onionson, like, came out and started fucking verbally bitch smacking some of his fucking commenters. And yeah, good. That dude shows he wasn't like interested in having 13-year-old girls on his page. It says him up. It gets old. If you're really not a pedophile, it doesn't matter who you are. you get a bunch of people obsessing over you. It gets old after a while. But if you like it and you keep it up, that means you really like it. So we just assume people like that are pedophiles. If your channel on YouTube attracts the people Rafi attracted, then you're targeting little fucking children, and we need to wonder why you're targeting little children. So they're advertising this dude because some shit that happened. You can look into that if you want to. So we got lying about women, grope her by the pussy. They want to praise the woman, but they want to grope her, and pedophilia. So what else we get into? This was interesting because Beagle mentioned this yesterday in the video that no one ever talks about Kevin McDonald and how it looks like he's in the control opposition. I mean, I do, but I can't post videos and stuff, and in any account I post on like Facebook and stuff like that, I get banned. The Jews just remove it right away. So I've talked about it here and there. I'm not going to mention the places where they probably keep it up because they'll be there. They're already there. They came recently trying to ban people. But Kevin McDonald, see, he's like bragging. He's like, oh, here. Jew admits to Luke Ford, Kevin McDonald has cracked our code. First of all, he has this habit. He's always advertising Jews, even though he hates them. And this Andrew England dude hates them and wants to exterminate them, you know, in all the posts he makes. Then he goes around and advertises them to you as your heroes. So, what happens is McDonald he's in on the upper layers here, which I'll kind of lay out a little more here in a minute. He's in the upper layers. And he's like one of the older trails of deception for white supremacists. But I mean, just look at him. Look at the dude. What does he look like? He's one of them. If you don't know what they look like, you shouldn't be involved in the topic. Period. Period. So yeah, it was Super Beagle who brought up that video yesterday. And he's a Trumper. All Trumpers instantly, they're part of this group. And this group isn't who they're blaming you for. They're saying they're the white nationalists, the white Nazis, KKK, David Duke, all that. But the reality is they're obviously disinformation. They're telling you to like go vote for this Jewish dude. And they're so educated, you can tell that they know what they're doing. And it's a purposeful deception. They just know that they're smarter than you and they can fool you. You're a stupid subhuman goyim who can't figure it out. So they just laugh about that. This site here is, this site's going to advertise all of them to you. I'm going to go through them soon, so I'll probably not say too much more on this site, although I've got several clips I want to show you, several slides. So they're worshiping Kevin McDonald. Obviously, lying CNN questions Trump, claims Trump is a hit. See, CNN faking news. Oh, yeah, because Alex Jones is real news, dude. Alex Jones is real news, and CNN is fake. And, the Smurfs and Scooby-Doo was real news, too. It wasn't all that fake news like today, right? Because you're a fucking idiot. So, yesterday was a better day, but it just took me so much to freaking go through all this. To set up what you're about to see. David Duke show. Like, here he is, David Duke. So we've basically covered the top just by going to this page. But you may have sounded like I just went through Daily Stormer, but I just went to the top of these people. What they'll say, who they'll link you to. You can just go through this and see what's going on. Look, FBI reform now. Let's look at this.
If you see something, say something.
Red elephants. Okay. So the Nazis just linked the world's leading Nazi site. This is one of the sites they linked to, and this is how you can begin to, first of all, know who these people really are behind this website. It's not Andrew Engelstein. It's like 8 of them. It's probably like heads of CNN and shit. Stuff like that. Well, what does this person talk about? That's odd. Not a post on here talks about the Jewish question. At all. At all. You can't even really find that other side anymore. So who's in charge? Who are they linking to? Well, YouTube says Baked Alaska and Shuttershot is their featured channels, but related channels, Stex and Hammer 666, James Alsop, Fox News, the Next News Network. If you know what's going on here, you already know all those except for James Alsop. So let's see who that is. You know that Stex and Hammer is part of the Jewish alt-right. Fox News is the Jews. The Next News Network is the Jews. And all Jew worshippers, except for possibly him. But he's part of that Jewish alt-right. Let's see what's going on with James Alsop. Nothing here about the Jewish question. So you're going to see what they're linking you to. Baked Alaska, I've been there before. It's like nothing. It's like garbage.
All right, what's up, guys?
Oh yeah, gun show. This dude's like, I think he does gun shit. I forget. Oh, but yeah, look what they link you to. Andrew England versus Sargon Assad. Sargon of Akkad, whatever. I hope I pronounced his name wrong. Then it links to Andrew Worski, Sex and Hammer 666. Back to James Alsop, the Red Elephants. So he's pushing the narrative. Richard Spencer pushing the narrative. Pushing the narrative that Richard Spencer is all right. MAGA anthem. Oh. But just look at this Jew. I mean, dude, look at this. Look at this big nose.